What's up YouTube, this is GalacticGod, and I'm coming at you now with the Laval deck profile. This of course is the Laval deck that I used in the most recent duel video series. So if you haven't already watched those duels, please, I encourage you to go do so. And then come on back and check out this deck profile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go over kind of all the cards in the deck. I'm going to talk about some of my card choices, some of the cards that weren't in there and whatnot. Then kind of give you a quick little rundown of some of the basic combos the deck can do. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the version of the deck I made is really just boss monster or bust, meaning that we really just want to get our cards to the graveyard as fast as possible, kind of speed through the deck as much as we can, and then go for our big rekindling plays, bringing out maybe a Red Dragon or a Quasar or something of that nature. Okay, so for the monsters we are running 3 copies of the Laval Volcano Handmaiden, 3 copies of Lavalval Magma Cannoneer, 2 copies of Lavalval Cannon, and then 2 copies of the Lavalval Lakeside Lady. Alright, that's going to kind of round up the Lavalval portion of the deck. From there we're playing 1 Boost Warrior. I've been thinking about bumping this up to 2. I don't know. I want to be able to draw it a little bit more faster and consistently, but you know, I don't want to draw too many of them, especially when I don't need them, so I don't know. I'm kind of torn on, you know, which way to go with that really. From there I'm playing 3 copies of Blaster, 3 copies of Cardcar D for speed. And plus, even though we're not playing really any traps in the deck, we are playing 3 copies of Battle Fader, so using Cardcar to kind of speed through and hopefully draw into our combo pieces doesn't leave us too unprotected, because with any luck we should have a Battle Fader in our hand for protection. From there, we're playing 3 copies of Maxx. Again, more draw power, plus, you know, it's a deterrent from our opponent going off on us when we have an open field. From there, we have 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Not only is this good for stopping monster effects, but you know, it's an awesome tuner, so if we need to we can just normal summon it and tune with it, or bring it out with 1 for 1 or something of that nature. And that's going to kind of round up the monster lineup in the deck. Okay, so for spells and traps we are playing 3 copies of Rekindling, 2 copies of Molten Conducting Field, 3 copies of MST. Back row is definitely our enemy. We do not want to be hitting anything that's going to disrupt our combo, so we definitely want to have a clear field, or at least have one of our 2 Forbidden Lances, so that when we start to go off, we don't run into a pesky bottomless or something like that. Especially if you use Rekindling, you don't want them bottomlessing whatever monsters that are over 1500 attack or higher. I mean, typically you're bringing out 2 or 3 tuners that are going to be lower than that, so you want to be able to save at least one of those monsters, so if nothing else, you can synchro climb into something that can help you. From there we have 1 for 1, 1 Dark Hole, and then 1 of the Pot of Dichotomy. Now this is, you know, special summoning is real important in this deck, but you could always play this at the beginning of your turn and then go ahead and bring out a Cardcar D and then just draw some more and just kind of keep your momentum going in that way. Plus it allows us to recycle some of the synchro monsters like Formula and Quasar if it ends up in the graveyard and whatnot, so we can go back into it again later. And finally, for our only trap, we are playing 6 Cents. Again, drawing is king, and we don't really mind if a lot of our monsters get milled to the graveyard either, so it works either way. Alright, so for the extra deck, I have Formula Synchron right off the bat, although I have been considering possibly playing this other new little guy right here. He's also a synchro tuner monster. So if something happens, either they warning my formula or something of that nature, I don't have to sit around and wait to draw into the Pot of Dichotomy, so that I can maybe go for a Quasar play later. Or if I start to do the Quasar play and they stop it at some point, you know, at least I have another option. Plus, you know, I could always possibly put in a second Quasar into the deck if I include him as well. I don't know, just some other things that I've been considering. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. From there though, I was just playing the 1 level 2 tuner formula in the deck, but I was also had a good array of level 5 synchros. I had Allied Justice Catastor, Armades, TG Hyper Librarian, and Lavalval Dual Slasher. So these were the 4 that I was playing. A lot of people did notice that I did not have the level 5 Lavalval Dragun in the deck. I just didn't think about including him. I have been testing the deck out quite a bit up on Death Row and do see the merit of this. At the time though, I really just liked the Dual Slasher had the 200 defense, so he can come back with Rekindling if need be. I definitely see how Lavalval Dragun could have helped me in the duel, and I want to be able to find a way to fit him into the deck. I'm going to rearrange some of the extra deck cards, take some stuff out, and find a place to put him in. From there, I'm also playing 1 Lavalval Dragun, or Dragun, I guess you could call it. It's the only level 6 synchro that I have in my extra deck. I also have Black Rose Dragon for level 8s. We have Scrap Dragon, Stardust Spark Dragon, Original Stardust Dragon, and Red Dragon Archfiend. Then we have Shooting Star Dragon, Star Eater, Red Nova Dragon, and of course, shooting Quasar Dragon. So as I said before, the deck is really get to your boss monsters or bust, meaning that you have to get to a play that's going to allow you to bring out shooting Quasar Dragon or Red Nova Dragon to kind of go for game. There is different ways of playing Lavalvals. You could definitely play a much more techie version where all your Lavalvals are kind of working off each other and you're not necessarily trying to get to your boss monsters. Also, a lot of Lavalval decks don't have both Red Nova and shooting Quasar Dragon in their extra deck. Personally, I just wanted to build a deck that in theory could actually bring both these monsters out in the same duel. And that was kind of what I was going for. Plus, trying to get both of these guys out is incredibly fun to attempt, and if you're able to pull it off and succeed with it, it's pretty gratifying, really. Alright, so here are just some other extra deck cards that I have been considering. Of course, there is the other level 2 tuner monster. We got our level 3 Synchro monster, our Mistbird guy, Armory Arms level 4, so that I have a much more wide range of going into different levels if the need should arise. Plus, of course, Lavalval Dragun, or Dragon, another one of our Lavalval Scene 7, he's level 7, so he's kind of cool. So it gives me something to go into besides Black Rose. Crimson Blader, I definitely would find a place for Crimson Blader if I was going to some kind of tournament, because I would be wary of running into Dragon Rulers and whatnot, and Crimson Blader does work good against them. And of course, another shooting Quasar Dragon, especially if I was going to run a second copy of this. So these are just kind of cards I've been considering adding into the extra deck. In the comment section below, remember, let me know what you think of my extra deck card choices. Which cards do you think I should get rid of and what cards should go in their place? I'm always looking for helpful hints on ways to improve the deck, especially from those who have already been testing Lavalvals and playing the deck for a much longer period than I have. Alright, so I'm going to show you two pretty simple 3-card combos. One of them to get out shooting Quasar Dragon, and the other one to get out the Red Nova Dragon. Both of them only require just 3 cards in your hand. So I'm going to quickly kind of run through those combos and let you see how it's done. Alright, so for the Quasar combo, all you will need is a Molten Conduction field, a Rekindling, and a Boost Warrior in hand, and you can have Quasar out on the field. Basically what you do is start by playing Molten Conduction field. You would then dump a Laval Magma Cannoneer and a Lakeside Lady to your graveyard. Lakeside Lady's effect would activate once it hits the graveyard. You would then dump another Lakeside Lady. Lakeside Lady's effect would activate in the graveyard. Dump yet another Lakeside Lady. Its effect would activate again, and then you would dump your last Lava Magma Cannoneer. Alright, next up, you're going to play a Rekindling. Rekindling allows you to special summon back those 5 monsters that you just sent to the graveyard. Once they're on the field, you will go ahead and synchro summon on up. The first one to make a level 5. It doesn't matter which level 5 it is, as long as it is a level 5 synchro. Typically you want to go into TG Hyper Librarian just so you can start drawing. Next, you're going to make another level 5 synchro. Alright, once you have your 2 level 5s out on the field, you're going to go ahead and special summon your Boost Warrior to the field. Comes out in defense mode. You're going to go ahead and synchro summon on up with your last Handmaiden and your Boost Warrior. For Formula Synchron, you now have 2 level 5s and a level 2 tuner monster. You can then synchro summon on up one last time to bring out your shooting Quasar Dragon. So 3 cards, and he's out on the field. Alright, so for the combo of bringing out Red Nova Dragon, you will just need 3 cards as well. Then be in Molten Conduction field, Blaster, and Rekindling. If you have these 3 cards in your hand, you do have a Red Nova Dragon out on the field. You would start by playing Molten Conduction field. This time you're going to send a Lakeside Lady and a Handmaiden to the graveyard. Handmaiden's effect is going to activate, sending another Handmaiden to the graveyard. Handmaiden's effect is going to activate, sending the 3rd Handmaiden to the graveyard. And then Handmaiden's effect is going to activate one last time, sending the Lakeside Lady to the graveyard. Next up, we're going to activate Blaster's effect. We're going to do that by removing 1 Lakeside Lady and 1 Handmaiden from our graveyard to out of play, or banished, if you will. This brings out our Blaster to the field. Finally, we're going to activate our Rekindling. This will special summon the last 3 tuners that are in our graveyard, 2 Handmaidens and 1 Lakeside Lady. From there, we'll go ahead and synchro summon on up to make a Red Dragon Archfiend. We now have 2 tuner monsters and our Red Dragon Archfiend on the field. We can go ahead and synchro summon up one last time to bring out our Red Nova Dragon. And that is the 3-card combo to getting out Red Nova Dragon. Alright YouTube, and there you have it. This was my Lavalval deck that I used in the most recent duel video series. As always, remember to let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below. Like I said earlier, I am always looking for ways to kind of improve the deck and get advice from those who have been using the deck much longer than I have. And I guess that's going to do it for now. This is GalacticGod, out.